Hello, and welcome to Community Service Spotlight. I'm your host, Bud Qualk, and today we've got a really big show. You're going to want to watch this one. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. Welcome back. We're here with Angie Falconite here at Cassidy's Cause, and this is really nice. This is, I didn't even realize this was here.
Thank you, thank
Yes,
you.
yeah.
We've been here for almost 2 years now. We opened our first session program in the spring of 2014. We started with 16 riders.
Started out with 16.
Started with 16 and today we have 54.
Oh, man.
So we're just under 2 years and we have more than tripled.
Oh my gosh. Those 54, they do it like a couple times a month? Or
They come weekly for 1 hour.
all come weekly?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, they come for 1 hour. We have sessions, we have 8-week sessions, and we have ranged from age 4 to 51 in our program. They have all disabilities. We have a lot of autism, cerebral palsy. We have Down syndrome.
And what is your goal with that? I know the riding it was fun for when I was a kid.
Yeah, well that's how we keep them here, and we don't tell them that it's actually therapy. But during the process of learning to ride a horse, they in turn get therapy. When you're on a horse, you have to balance the whole time you're on. So our riders, it increases their balance, strengthens their core, their legs, so they're able to function outside of here much easier once they have strengthened their core.
Okay. Before we go any further, let's just give everybody your contact information, and we'll give it again at the end of the show.
Okay.
Okay. So if I'm I want to be a volunteer or whatever, or I need your services, how do I get a hold of you?
Well, first of all, we're located 6075 Clinton Road. We're 3.5 miles outside of Lono, right under the water tower.
Not in Graves County yet.
Nope, we're still in McCracken.
Okay.
And we have a website that has a lot of information on it as well, Cassidy'sCause.org. And we also are very active on Facebook, so you can like us on Facebook and see what we're up to weekly and get a lot of information. Or you can call us the old-fashioned way. Our phone number here is 270-554-4040.
4040, I can remember that, 4040. And we'll give that information again at the end of the show, because people may be just watching the show and forget it, didn't have a piece of paper. Now is the good time to go get an ink pen or a piece of paper so you can write this down. This is a pretty big building right here. Have you been this big all along, or did you build it all at once?
We built it all at once, and we were able to start out basically like we are. We've added on a little bit, and we're going to continue to add on as our needs grow, and we've had to add more employees and more horses to compensate for the growth.
Okay, and this is such a nice lobby and everything. This was really expensive, I bet.
Yeah, we were very fortunate. When we started out, we got people to sponsor certain parts of the arena. Friends of ours, Keith and Cheryl Wade, they're from Alabama. They sponsored this beautiful lobby, and the flooring was donated by Flooring America. Our paint was donated by Sherman-Williams. So we had a lot of people that helped us get to where we're at. So now our facility's up and running. We need donations and fundraisers from the public just to keep our program operating.
Are there any projects you need maybe donations for? You got something in mind that your next step or something?
We're finishing up right now. We've started a learning center. So that's where we will have our orientations. We have those once a month. We'll have continuing education, meetings. So we're starting that, and we're starting to get some people interested in helping us sponsor parts of that.
Yeah.
Eventually, as we keep growing, we're going to have to add some more stalls. We already have a plan in action for that.
So I can donate a stall? That's what.
Yes, yeah, we have Stall sponsorships, they're $2,000 a
Plaques
stall.
and everything?
Plaques and everything,
Okay.
yeah. And it'll be up forever.
Okay. Well, how did you get started on this? What did you just wake up one morning, or?
Well, actually, I started getting involved as a volunteer. There's a similar program at Carson Park, and I was volunteering there. Our program director, Dara Triplett, was the instructor there, so I was going down twice a week and helping. I fell in love with the concept of the bond between the horse and the rider. I just would come home. It was changing my life to be involved in that and to watch those riders grow and develop. It was something I had never witnessed, and I felt so needed. And I would come home and my husband would say, wow, I can really see that you really like that. And
Yeah.
so one day Mike said, hey, he said, sign me up. I want to do that too. And he came and volunteered and with me, and we did a session. And so one day he woke up and he said, hey, let's start a program.
Yeah.
So we asked Dara to come with us and help us start this program. And the three of us, it's been hard to get it up and running. We're very, very proud of it. And it's a beautiful thing to have and a very needed service for Western Kentucky.
Oh, it's a beautiful facility. I can see why you'd really be proud, especially if just a few years ago there was just cornfield or something.
Yeah,
there.
it was just a cornfield here.
Yeah,
So when we decided what to name our facility, Dara's daughter, Cassidy, passed away at age 9.
Oh, my.
Her love of horses, she used to show horses, and she had a horse named Jack, and he's still in our program here. He's 25. So,
Oh, that's old for a horse, isn't it?
well, not really.
Not really?
Jack gets very good care.
Okay.
So hopefully he'll live for a long time. But we decided, and Dara started teaching classes and became an instructor because of the death of her daughter. So we decided to name our facility after Dara's daughter in honor of her, Cassidy, because we feel that she is the reason we're all here.
That's so nice, yeah. That's so nice.
So she's here with us every day, and she's our angel, and we are certain that she takes good care of us.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Now, are you associated with anything statewide? Or
Yeah,
not?
we actually are a member of PATH International, and that stands for Professional Association of Therapeutic Horsemanship. They govern us, they help us, provide us tools, give us guidelines for our therapy. All of our instructors are also PATH certified instructors. They are required to go through a program that almost takes a year to get their certification to teach the classes. So they help us do that. They teach us a lot about the therapy we're doing, how to reach our riders, different techniques, and give us the knowledge that we need here. So they're very important, and it's an honor to be able to be a part of their association as well.
That's very professional, yes. The day-to-day operations have to cost quite a bit of money.
Yes, yeah.
How do you
Well,
finance that?
So far, 100% of how we operate is through fundraising and donations from the public. We do a lot of fundraising. We do barbecue on the river. We do the fun run each year. But a lot of our funding comes in from individuals that donate to our program, or they could possibly sponsor a rider. In this session, we have 54 riders, and out of those, 18 riders can't afford our program. So we find sponsors that are able to give us their $200 fee. It's $25 a class, $200 a session. So they sponsor that rider so that they're able to be in our program and participate. So far, since we've opened, we have not turned anybody away, and the general public or corporations, companies, do a lot of our sponsored riders and sponsorships as well.
No waiting list then?
We do have a waiting list. Currently, our next session will start the 11th of January, and we have, I think, 15 right now on a waiting list.
Okay.
So the need is there, and we'll be able to, once we are able to get more instructors and have them on board with us, we'll be able to open up some more classes and some more days. We currently have 17 classes a week, and so hopefully one day we can add some more classes, and then we can start filling the waiting list up.
Okay, and so I said, well, I want to donate. I just make a phone call.
Make a phone call. They can mail it in to us here at 6075 Clinton Road, and that is Paducah, 42001. So they can mail it in. A lot of people like to come in And I invite people to come in. When you donate to us, I want you to know what we do here first of all.
Get to see this facility. They'll be hooked once they get inside here.
Yeah, and watch a class. Come while we're having a class and see what your dollars are being done with. So, you know, it's amazing to see the facility, but what's even more amazing is to actually watch a class and see the interaction of our riders and see the interaction of the horses.
Yeah.
The horses are really one of our most important assets.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. Let's go into the arena and take a look at your operation and how things work.
Yeah, that's where we have our classes, and so we'll take a look. It's equally pretty as well.
Okay. Well, Angie, we made it out to the arena.
Yeah.
This tiny little arena you got out here.
This is where all the action's.
This thing's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, and right over here you have the mounting station.
Yeah, that's our loading ramp. We are able to pick a rider up out of a wheelchair.
Like a hoist type thing?
And set them on top of the horse. So we do a lot from there.
Okay, so no matter what their situation is, you can handle it.
We can handle it.
That's right, okay. Well, take us through a class or how that progresses and tell us how that works.
Well, a typical class, the riders will come in for the class and they'll stay in our observation room. That's where their families will stay during the class. Keeps the riders from having separation anxiety. And
I saw the big glass room where they got the big...
Yeah, our parents can see out and they can actually watch the class, but the riders are not able to see their parents, so that way we get their 100% focus and attention.
Not hi mom, hi mom.
Yeah, or take pictures of me and look at me. So we start out there and our volunteer comes in, gets the rider, puts the helmet on, and they bring them out. So the first part of the class is where they tack. It's called tacking. So our horses are brought in and put in tacking bays, and the rider is responsible for all aspects of riding a horse. So part of riding a horse is cleaning, grooming their horse. So they go back to our tack room, and they are responsible for picking their saddle, getting their reins. So they get all of the grooming supplies and come out, and our volunteers are there to assist as much as needed, but we do try to let the riders do as much as they can. This builds their confidence. They're responsible for things. It builds lots of self-esteem. They're proud of being able to go and get their equipment that they need. So they come out and they actually groom their horses first, and then they put the saddles on, and of course we have volunteers that help.
They do this all themselves. That's really good.
Yeah, do
That's
as much,
great.
and we want them to. That's part of eye-hand coordination. They're strengthening their muscles the whole time they're doing it, but they're having fun.
They don't know they're getting exercise.
They don't
therapy,
know that we're really doing something else and working their minds as well. But they once they get their horses ready, our instructors will come over and they check everything to make sure everything's tacked right and cinched up right and all that, so we don't have any accidents. And then they bring them into the arena, and the horses are all taught to be able to go beside our mounting ramp, and if the rider is able to, then they're able to get on the horse from the ramp. And if they're not able to do that and they're in a wheelchair, all of our horses have been taught to have the wheelchair lift put on the actual rider, and it pushes over and drops down on the horse. So once they're on and in the class, we typically have 4 riders to a class and 1 instructor per class, and each of our instructors has a lesson plan for that day, so we're trying to reach different goals. It may be the beginning of the session, so they may be learning to woe their horse, steer their horse to the left or the right, ask their horse to walk on. But during all of this, they're balancing, and it's strengthening their core, it's building confidence. They're doing right brain, left brain exercises.
Yeah, brain exercises,
as they're doing learning to ride the horse. So our instructors are great. They have the most fun lesson plans. We try to make things fun for them so that they like to come and ride the horses.
And you said the horses are trained. These horses are used to this. This is what they do.
Well, when we typically get them, they're not used to people on them that don't really know proper riding techniques. So they're very wiggly, their balance is off, and so we have to go through a training period with our horses to teach them all these things are okay now.
You teach them here, you guys teach them?
We have volunteers, and the instructors also work with them to get them kind of deprogrammed to be able to just relax and do all those things. They play basketball off of them, which is strengthening their core, balancing while they're putting a basketball in the basket as well. So they do a lot of that. But our horses are amazing. They let them put rings on their ears. For Halloween, we put costumes on them and decorate them up and do all those fun things for the riders. But in turn, they're also doing a lot of balancing, strengthening the core, building self-confidence. And you know, it's pretty powerful to be on a 1,200 plus horse.
And be in control.
And be in control.
And you're in charge and you're responsible. So
yeah, and our goal is typically for our riders to be independent and be able to ride their horse by themselves. And we do have several in our program now. They have a horse leader that walks beside the horse, and just for confidence. And
at least initially, huh?
Yeah, and then they're able to actually ride their horse in the arena by themselves, which is amazing to watch.
So you play games out here when they're riding the horses? A basketball goal down there at the end. I just noticed that you mentioned this.
Yeah, they play basketball, and when a typical class is set up, the girls will have obstacles that the horses have to go over, and those are all steering techniques for the riders. They have to steer their horse back and forth to the rails, around the cones. We make a fake bridge.
Almost competition, yeah.
So they're able to, all of these things are helping them, their motor skills, helping them in some way or the other, but yet they're having fun.
Yeah. Now, do you track their improvement, or?
We do. We have it's called a RIDES program that the girls evaluating levels. They start out at level 1 and progress as they progress. They go to a different level, but during these progressions, they have to do all of the things that it takes to take care of a horse, and they have to muck stalls, they have to wash the horse.
Muck. You said muck. What does that muck mean?
That means clean the poop up.
I think you're allowed to say that on.
That's all aspects of owning a horse. They have to feed the horses, hay the horses, wash the horses, and those all improve the levels. Our riders are taught to trot, and they have to be able to do all these things to move on to the next level. We have goals that we're trying to do with our riders and achieve a better core balance, strengthening, self-esteem, trust. We have a lot of riders that come to us with trust issues, and you have to learn to trust and love to bond with your horse.
Now, if I wanted to be, I had a person that I thought would be good for this program. Would you tell us once more? I think we may have already mentioned it once, but this is really important to me.
Yeah,
how do I?
We get that a lot. You can go to our website, Cassidy'sCause.org, and under forms, the very first form is called a participant application. So they'll download that, print it out, fill it out. The very last page has to be completed by the physician. That states that they're able to participate in our program and ride a horse, and helps us with the liability. And once they get the paperwork filled out, they can mail it in or bring it in and get it back to us. Our program director, Dara, will give them a call, and they come in and do about a 30-minute evaluation that lets Dara know at what level they're at and what we need to work on, proper saddle placement, which saddle we put them in, which horse we're going to put them on, and then they get in line to come into the next session. But if they've got any questions, they can always call us at 270-554-4040. Anybody that answers the phone can help them get through that. They can bring it in. We'll do whatever we can to help them get the the application, but that's the first start. And don't wait to do that. Do it now and get on the list,
Waiting list, yes.
because we have a waiting list. So then that gets you on the list to be able to get into the next session.
And if I want to come out and see how this all worked, I could come and to the observation room and
yes,
just watch
absolutely.
a couple times.
Oh,
maybe?
absolutely. We always invite anyone, whether it be a parent that's interested in enrolling their child in the program, or if it's a volunteer that wants to see what we do, if they would be interested, or if it's a donor that wants to come out and see what we're all about. We invite everyone to come out, because actually that's the only real way that you'll know what we do, is to actually watch a class and see what happens, and you get that connection.
Okay. Well, let's go outside and take a look at your ranch out there.
Yeah, that's where the horses live.
Okay. Maybe we'll meet some more horses. I'm ready.
Yes, we have some.
Okay. Angie, we're outside here and it's a little bit nippy this morning, but this place is really big and you've got a wonderful facility here. How many acres is this?
We're sitting on 22 acres here, and we like to think of it as we're out in God's country.
Well, yes, it is. You look around and there's just there's no houses, there's no civilization except for you right here.
Yeah, it's beautiful out.
It's a big farm, in the birds and the geese I can see flying by. How long has this been here?
We've been here for almost 2 years. We started construction in 2013. We started our first class in April of 2014.
This has all been here all that time, or
no,
just slowly progression?
This was a cornfield that my husband owned, and they used to farm it. And so we took 22 acres out of the farmland and made this beautiful facility.
And you got the buildings and the fences and everything like that. It's really impressive. This is the first time I've been here. I missed our other volunteer group that came out and worked on the fences.
That's right.
Yeah. Speaking of volunteers, we've talked about it, but again, how do I volunteer if I want to be a volunteer?
Well, first of all, we could not operate our program without volunteers. They're very, very important to us. And it takes over 100 volunteers a week coming through to help us run our program. So they are very, very important to us. We have orientations for our volunteers once a month. They're on every second Monday at 5:30. It takes about an hour and a half. You'll go through some of our forms and sign off on release and for confidentiality, liability, and all the paperwork. But then we show you what the opportunities are here to be able to volunteer, and whether you want a sidewalk or horse lead with a rider in our program, or some of our volunteers want to just answer the telephone and do paperwork, clean stalls, all of that. So there's a lot of opportunity here, and there's a lot of things. With 20-something horses here, we have a lot to clean.
Yeah, now some people want to get their hands dirty and get out there and get it.
Yeah.
Some people just want to be associated. It's such a great cause and what have you.
That's right.
Sounds like.
Yeah, we have a little bit of something for everybody out here.
Yeah. You don't have to be a he-man, horseman.
No, absolutely not. We've got junior volunteer program also that's from age 12 to 16. So they're able to come out and do a lot of the mowing or the weed eating, cleaning the stalls. They can participate and do everything, but they're not able to help with a actual class and rider until they're age 16.
Okay, and what's your contact information again, for people who missed it at the first of the show?
We are located at 6075 Clinton Road. It's about 3.5 miles right outside of Lone Oak. We're directly under the water tower, so that's an easy landmark to find us. And we have a website at Cassidy'sCause.org. We have a lot of information on that website as well, and then we're also very active on Facebook. So like us on Facebook, Cassidy's Cause Therapeutic Riding Academy. And if you need to contact us here at the arena, it's 554-4040.
All right, all right. Well, thank you for letting us come out here and see your great place. I want to thank the viewers for tuning in today. And this is Community Service Spotlight. I'm your host, Bud Qualk, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much. This was really great.
Yay. Well, there you are.
Oh, now you come
Now
up.
you come over here, you big lug. You big stinker.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you come up.